Welcome back to the channel. We're going to do the 250-hour review on the TYM T474. Guys, I have worked this tractor very hard, but I did break it. So at 250 hours, I'm going to go ahead and just take you to what I broke first and what I'm disappointed in, and then we'll get to the rest of the review. So at 250 hours, we've lifted logs, we've lifted, we've done all kind of clearing brush, we've bush hogged, flail mower, you name it, we've done it with this tractor. And I am disappointed in this. The little key cover that covers the key, the little plastic thing, broke off. It's, you know, all seriousness, guys. Yeah, my little key thingy broke 250 hours. It's because it hung, and I reached in. I was off the tractor, and I reached in and grabbed the key and this and yanked it. I was in a rush, and I broke it off. So that's really the only negative thing I've got to say about the tractor. So if you're here to bash TYM, move along. So this is the TYM T474. The 474 is a 48, and I think it's 48.8 horsepower. I'll put some numbers up here if I'm wrong. The rear PTO is roughly 38 to 40 horsepower. There's been people that actually put this on dyno and have come out around 40 horsepower, a little bit more than 40 horsepower. So we'll just round it up and say 40 horsepower on the PTO. So this tractor comes standard with skid steer attachment, which most tractors do now. There's still a few that don't. I have the optional third function valve for the front loader. We got this kit from TYM. It literally takes 30 minutes to put on. I actually did a video, I believe, on this particular one. If not, it was the T225. I did the video. It took 30 minutes to put the third function valve on. It's OEM. So to get to the engine compartment on the T474, I keep these tight enough that they don't move. And this is like real world stuff, guys. So I just keep it tight enough that it doesn't move around, but I can just yank it and pull it open. If you're gonna work on this thing like for a service, I would take the loader off so you can get to it. But if you just wanna do an inspection on your engine, it's pretty. Pull the lever and it pops up on its own. 250 hours later, this tractor is probably, I guess it's probably a little over a year and a half, probably a year, 3 months old now. Yeah, I got Tanya behind the counter, she's nodding at me. So this tractor is about a year, let's just call it a year and a half old, and 250 hours. So when you go through, pop the hood, gives you access to inspect it. Again, if you're gonna do real maintenance like you're gonna do your service, I would pull the loader off before I started it, just so you can really get in and look at everything. But for just daily inspection, this is more than enough. You also can put your loader up and look through here. They actually are some brackets that you can put on this to keep it from falling down. They're safety brackets. But honestly, you're more likely that an airplane's gonna fall on your head. And again, this is just my real world review and opinions. So take it for what it's worth. Don't put your head under the loader. So that you can inspect your belts here. This is your injector pump. This uses just a standard Bosch injector pump. This is basically a very simple engine, and I like what TYM done here. Instead of making an integrated engine, like say some of the other model engines, like a Yanmar engine, which they have Yanmars in theirs too. This particular engine has the regen system built on top of a manual engine. If you have a regen failure or something like this engine will still run. It's a pretty simple engine. The 474 also has dual hydraulic pumps, and what this does, it has two hydraulic pumps. One hydraulic pump runs all of your implements, and then one hydraulic pump provides power to your power steering. If you've ever been in a tractor that has a single hydraulic pump, like a big tractor, you don't really have a problem in your smaller tractors, but on a big tractor, if you have a single hydraulic pump and you pick up something very heavy with a loader, you'll see what they call steering shudder, where it's trying to figure out where the pressure can go, and whichever pressure is the highest is, it goes the other way. So you'll have what they call steering shudder, and the front wheel will be really hard to turn. This tractor, I've never experienced that. You take a 2,000-pound log, put it on the front of the loader, no problems at all. So the loader on the 474 will lift about, I think it's like 2,100 to almost 2,200 pounds to full height. Now that is a lot of weight to full height. I will say this, I have the rear tires loaded in this tractor, and I also always generally keep a, if I'm gonna try to lift heavy stuff, I'm definitely gonna have a ballast on any tractor. So same so with this tractor. The loader is very strong, so if you're going to lift heavy stuff, by all means, keep a ballast on the back of the tractor and get your rear tires loaded. It's a big difference. This tractor has left and right brakes. That gives you the ability to go to the end of a row, like if you're bush hogging and you just want to turn around real fast, you can hit your right brake, turn right, and you can spin around and go right back the other direction. We should do it a lot in plowing. I don't use it very much anymore. It's just not, I don't think it's used near as much as it once was. So let's talk about the seat. This has a captain seat. It's got armrests that fold up and down. It is adjustable backwards and forwards. It is a suspension seat that you can adjust how much tension you want on the spring, and you can also adjust how far down you want the seat to go. There's two knobs here to adjust that. So I really love the seat. Looking on the front panel, we have adjustable steering, so you can like really lay the steering wheel down and get out into a field and just kind of kick back. I've done that mowing some big fields where you just throw the steering wheel back and just roll with it. When you get off the tractor, you pull your steering wheel out of the way. It's easy to get on and off. The rest of the controls, there's really nothing special. There's just normal tractor stuff. You got lights, headlights. You got your throttle, hand throttle. You also have your key, your PTO button, and your hazard light. There's nothing really exciting about this. I will show you one thing on the other side. It has what they call manual and auto PTO. Now what manual does is when you turn on manual, you push the PTO comes on, and no matter what you do, the PTO is going to spin. When you put it on auto and turn the PTO on, when you get to the end of a row and pick your implement up, it turns the PTO off automatically. And then when you push it back down, it turns the PTO back on automatically. That's a pretty neat feature. The hydrostatic pedals are, basically there's nothing really exciting about them. They just absolutely work. This tractor is made for a big person. You can, I have size 10 feet. I've got a friend that gets on this tractor. He's got size 12. He has zero issues. This is my foot. I put my foot on the pedal and then I put my foot to the back. I doubt you can see my foot at the back. That's how far back I go. Tanya says you can see my toe. So you got quite a bit of room, got quite a bit of leg room. Yeah, it's a big open workstation up here. Gizmo the review dog. So the tractor is pre-wired from the factory for third function. So if you get the OEM third function kit, it's plug and play. Like I said before, it takes 30 minutes to put the kit on because everything is just plug and play. You got your open and close buttons here. Nothing really, it's very ergonomical. Yeah, that's a big word for me. Anyway, so I've had this tractor, like I said, 250 hours. I don't even think about the tractor. This has a very high quality valve on it. You can literally lift and tilt at the same time, or dump and tilt at the same time, or lower and tilt at the same time. We're not in it to be construction grade people here, so I generally don't try to do both of them, but it absolutely will. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that I hear people complain a lot about. Matter of fact, there's one guy made a video on it, and he's kind of rude about it. And it all boils down to a new tractor operator not understanding how tractors work. It's shifting the high-low range. You can't bind these transmissions. I'm going to show you how to shift from low, medium to high, where it's never hard. So let me crank this thing up real quick. To shift the transfer from, say, low, sometimes you get lucky and it just falls right in. However, if it doesn't, what you want to do is just apply a little forward or reverse pressure, and that loosens up the bind in the transmission, and you can easily shift the gears. So you're just going to bump it, and it'll come right in. It'll come right in the next gear. It's pretty much like this on every tractor. So I've seen instances where people have broken the gear selector off because they're frustrated and want it to act like a car. This is a work machine, so it's better. These gears are made not the same way. So the next thing I'm talking about is the four-wheel drive. Pulling the four-wheel drive engaged, and sometimes the four-wheel drive will bind up. Again, it's because the front wheels are basically fighting the rear wheels, and they're bound up like this. The gears are meshed together so hard that you can't push this off. So right now, I'm in a good place, so it's gonna come right off. But let me show you. All right, well, it still did it again. Went off for easy. You get lucky sometimes. All right, here's the trick. Whenever you get to the point that it's hard to push the four-wheel drive off, what you wanna do is just put a little down pressure. You'll just a slight bit of down pressure. Then you're gonna turn your wheels all the way to the left, all the way to the right, and it just fell right in. It finds it basically you're moving the gears around till there's no, it gets to a point where there's no tension, and then the gears can come apart real easy. So again, it's just another trick. If you have it in four-wheel drive and it's bound up, and you just keep, like you get over here and put your foot on it and try to stomp it, guess what? You're gonna break all that linkage, and it's gonna it's gonna be your fault, because that's not how these transmissions work. Pretty much every other brand is the same way. You just, again, you got the transmission bound up, you just turn your steering wheel left and right, and eventually it'll just fall right out with no pressure whatsoever. So we'll talk about the back of this tractor a little bit. It's come standard with rear remotes. It has telescoping end links for the 3-point hitch, which it's amazing, because you can just push them out, push it down, extend them out, and you don't have to be perfectly aligned with your rear implement. This particular implement here is over 1,000 pounds. I'm not moving this around by hand, so I have to move these arms. So having the telescopic arm ends is a great thing. I also run a hydraulic top link, and I truly recommend a hydraulic top link for every tractor if you have rear remotes. It is a awesome, very low expense compared to so much that you have on your tractors, and it makes the tractor so versatile. Here is one of probably the biggest things. I never thought it would be that important, but when you're in the back of the tractor trying to put the 3-point hitch on this, you can lift your 3-point hitch up and down using this lever. That I never knew what I was missing until I used this. This is awesome when you're hooking up a 3-point. It literally takes the time away from running around, moving your 3-point hitch, which you can't see. When you're back here, you can see what's going on, so you can move it ever so slowly to get it right where you want it. That is a neat feature. So this is pretty much a very anticlimactic 250-hour review, mainly because nothing's really broke. And on top of that, the tractor there's no perfect tractor, but it's really close. There's some things that maybe are not the very, very best, but they're not bad. This is a go-to tractor. I see on the forums, talk to so many other 474 owners, they feel the same way I do. TYM got the T474, they got this tractor right. Hey, if you have a question about this tractor that I missed, I'm sure I missed. We just impromptu decided we're going to do that. I seen the 250-hour meter go by. If you have a question about this tractor, lifting capacity, front, rear, something like that, I'll put a lot of the information in the description of this video, so you can go there and look and see what the capacities are. Don't mind these kind of hoses here. I have a brush tiger that goes on this tractor, and I had to mount these hoses for that particular implement. That's one of the beautiful things about this tractor. It is so flexible. It is a utility tractor. It's still considered a compact utility tractor, but it is a very useful farm tractor. It is a very useful tool to have around. I can just see so many different applications from so many different types of farms. Listen, if you got another question, leave it in the comment section and I'll get to it. God bless. Have a great day. You ready to go home, review, dog? You want to go home? Let's do it. I'm ready to go home. It's dark.